Let's look at symmetry in a different way with this sandcastle. Both sides are the same. It's really easy to make once you get the hang of how the pieces are puzzled together. So let me show you what we'll need to get started. We're going to use some styrofoam sheets that are both thin and thick. We're also using little rectangular building bricks. We also have some sand, some craft sticks, a couple of foam balls, and cardboard tubes, and glue that is appropriate for using with all these materials. So you want something that's nice and thick. So to get started, what you'll do is take one of your thin rectangles and cut it to make the sides. So I have some patterns here, and these will be on the website. You can use them to cut out the appropriate size. Way that you figure out the measurement for this is to hold your toilet paper tube here next to it so that it's the same height. So then you just use your plastic knife in a gentle sawing motion and cut your walls. So these will be for the side. You'll also make two that are for the front. And so once we get this cut out, then I'll show you how to start adding the sand. Okay, so there's this piece. What you want to do is take your thick glue and just do a big blob like that onto the foam. Then take a craft stick and spread your glue pretty evenly over the surface of the foam. And you want to make sure that you're getting glue pretty much in all those little nooks and crannies. And you'll do this all over one side, and you also want to make sure that you get the edges. So you don't have to do the edges that are going to be facing down, but the ones that are going to show, you want to definitely cover with sand. So do a little bit more glue and spread it on here, and then I'll show you how to attach the sand. Let's see. We'll just make sure we get a good layer on the edge as well. And if you don't get it the first time, you're going to let this dry anyway, so you can always add some more sand later. So I'll set my craft stick aside and come over here to the sand. So what you want to do is put your sand in a bin or a bowl or something to capture it, because you'll sprinkle it on like this. And just make sure that you get it all over the surface of your glue and along the edge. And then you tip it, and the sand falls right off, and you have sandcastle almost as good as at the beach, right? Okay, so we'll let this dry. I'm just going to set that aside, and I'll show you how to make one of the turrets for your castle. That is you'll need to put your cap back on your glue for that, and then just line the top of your cardboard tube with your thick glue. Just it's okay if it's messy because you're going to cover it up with your sand. So make your line around the edge here, and then press your styrofoam ball onto it. And you want to press down so that it makes an indentation. Then you can just take your finger along the surface between where they meet and smooth it out a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to set this aside to dry. So that'll be the turret for our castle. All right, so now we're ready once all of those pieces are sandy, you're going to do the bottom board, and you need the back board in addition to the four walls. Then you also have two of your turrets that are already dry, and we're going to attach these to the foam base. So the way that you attach all these pieces together is using toothpicks and glue. So you'll take a toothpick and just break it in half, and we'll get our side wall here, and place your toothpick in the base of the wall, like that. And then you want to add some more glue at the toothpick, and also just along the base here, like so. You can put some extra glue on your toothpicks. And then when you attach this part, make sure that it's at the back, because when you add your back wall, you want it to be flush against the base here. So make sure that this one is lined up at the back. I'll just press this down into my baseboard. Then for the tower, I think the easiest thing to do is press your tube onto the board and make kind of an indentation here by twisting it a little bit, and then you can glue it on. But that gives you a little space for the glue to kind of settle down into. Okay, so you have your glue and you attach your tower, And then you're ready for a front wall. And the front wall, see how I finished the top edge and this edge. And it's the same process here with your toothpicks and your glue. You can see how it's going to go into place here. Okay, so I'm going to move this one out of the way so that I can show you how to finish the top of the castle. Now you're going to take a foam brick, and these are sand colored. So you'll use your plastic knife to cut this in half, and this is going to make an embellishment for the top of the castle. So break a toothpick in half again, press it into the bottom, and use these to line the top of your castle walls across the side and across the front. And I also used some craft sticks to make a gate. So now you have a castle that you can use with your action figures. I have a little Poseidon here. He's ready to be at the seaside.